Hello and welcome. I'm Kate. Thanks for checking out my channel today, where I'm going to be discovering a product along with you. I am going to be doing a test, actually 3 tests on 2 separate substrates, a canvas board and a piece of Yupo, and I'm going to be testing a new product that I found by Kielty Ink. It is called layering solution, and I think it's going to be a game changer when it comes to these inks if it does exactly what it says on the label. So let's test it. Stay with me and we will discover together. So we have our substrates ready. At first I have the canvas board, and now I have the layering solution, and there is a couple of things that are on the label. It says place down your first colors, apply layering solution evenly with a finger or brush, let it dry completely, and then apply the second color and repeat if needed. And it also says do not shake, as this will induce air. But to start with, I want to just see how the inks react directly onto the canvas board, because I'm really intrigued to know if this could be used as a base coat to kind of prep our canvas or canvas boards or hard canvases prior to using inks and have a really good fluid painting with them still, as we do on Yupo. So this is more of a little experiment. I don't expect huge results, but it's worth trying. So I put down a couple of blobs of inks. The first one I did on the left was directly onto the canvas board, and you can see the staining where it directly hit the canvas board. It did move a little bit when I added the alcohol, but not great. Then the second blob, I added the alcohol first, and we still we don't get tons of blooming, but a little bit more than on the left hand side. So it does move a little bit better if you put the alcohol first. Now I'm applying the layering solution, and I'm just using a normal brush. And it does say on the bottle as well that it is water soluble, so that means we can just rinse this off with water when we're done. So I've just got a pot of water that I'll put that brush into. So let's see how long this dries. I'm just going to move this off to the side, and I'll do my test on my Yupo paper. So I'm going to bring in a new color, and I'm going to try this directly onto the Yupo first. So I've got my ink, I'm going to put my alcohol, so I'm going to put that down, and then my ink down. And let's just get this covered. I'm just going to do all over, and we can see how much movement that we get with the ink on the Yupo, and it's really my favorite substrate to use at this point. But I keep on experimenting and investigating to see if there's alternatives, because my biggest pet peeve is actually having to mount this onto hard canvas, and it can be done, and it's not a major deal, but if I didn't have to do that step, I would be much happier. So just gave that a little bit of a dry to speed it up, and now I'm going to add a layer of this layering solution just with my brush again. So I'm just going to do this bottom right hand corner. We'll do the half of it so we can kind of see how it reacts when it dries when I do the ink on both sides. So I've got the untreated bit on the left hand side at the left top, and the treated bit on the bottom right hand of the paper. So we'll just get that spread out and put our lid on so we don't spill it. That's usually my thing. Okay, so test 1. Is it a good base coat? So I obviously didn't put the color down first on this canvas board, but I wanted to see if it would move nicely with the layering solution down, if it would move better than directly onto the canvas board, just to see. So I have got a little bit better movement, but it's definitely nothing like on the Yupo paper. It just doesn't seem to spread the same way. Like, it seems to need to be forced a little bit more. So I have put that alcohol down on top of the ink just to try and get that to move a little bit better. See if we can get it going again. But it definitely doesn't bloom like it does on the Yupo. But to be fair, that's not what the product is for, but I just was interested if it could be used as a base coat on canvas or canvas board, because I know a lot of us are always asking that question, like what other things can we use these inks on? And of course you can use them on anything, but you don't get the same results as you do on Yupo paper or tile or something that is completely non-porous. Those inks just move really, really nicely, which is the really nice thing about them. So I'm just adding a second color to those ones on the left hand side. So remember, those don't have anything underneath, it's just the canvas board as it is, just to see if we get anything mixing or blending, but they're really not reacting the same way as I would like them to, as they do on the Yupo. Like I said, they still go on the canvas, but to me it's not the enjoyment of the inks. You're not getting the most out of them. Plus we lose all that shine as well, which I think is part of the attraction for a lot of us, how shiny they are and glossy they look. So now I'm just taking a cotton bud and just trying to remove some of that color on the right hand side. So we have the layering solution underneath the blue. I'm just seeing how easy it is to take off that blue. And it's coming a little bit, but it would need quite a bit of scrubbing, I think, to come off. So let's see if the color, a new color, will mix with the blue on top of it. So we're getting a little bit of mixing, but nothing too crazy. I'm not getting the nice blooms that we normally get, or the nice blending of colors. Just doesn't seem to be there. So even though this is supposed to react the same way as when you first put your inks onto Yupo and then you do a coat of the layering solution, then put the inks directly on top of that, it's not quite the same. So does the layering solution stop movement from underneath? This is the real test. This is what the layering solution is designed for. So I'm going to show you on the top left hand side there how putting that alcohol down, it removes the color, and then if we put that blue down and a little bit of alcohol in there, it starts to really start to bloom and spread and mix with that pink that's there. Okay, for the exciting part, let's try on this right hand side. Ooh, so I put a blob of alcohol down there and it didn't do anything. Let's try some ink. See the blending and mixing that we have at the top there. Let's see if we get something similar down at the bottom. So far, I would say no. Nope, it's going directly on top. We are not mixing at all with what's underneath. Because you can see right on the edges where it starts to mix with that pink that wasn't covered with the layering solution. Ooh, this is so exciting. I have so many ideas running through my head with this. Okay, let's just spread this out a little bit more. Quite like to use a straw. If you've seen other videos of mine, I quite often use the straw as my brush, I guess. Okay, so I'm going to get a nice coat on there. So then I'm hoping that when I remove some of it when it's dry, we get a nice bit of pink that comes through afterwards. So we can really test it. Okay, so I am letting that dry so that the alcohol has completely evaporated, and now I'm going to give it a spritz with this spray bottle, and I just want to see if both sides do the same thing. I want to see if it moves that ink in the same way where it's on the layering solution on the bottom right hand corner there. And yeah, I would say it does. It's maybe not as defined, but it could just be that there's a lot more alcohol. But yeah, I'd say it's pretty bang on. Okay, so now let's try removing some of the blue ink. Let's see what happens there. So I've just taken my paper towel and put a little bit of alcohol on it and just rub gently. Yeah, and it does. It removes it, and we get that pink showing through that's underneath that we did with our layering there, our layering solution. Ooh, okay, so I've rubbed a little bit more and I think it's started to peel off the layering solution a little bit. So that's good to know. We either have to be really, really delicate or not remove any inks on top very often. And if you do, you have to go very lightly. So I'm just trying it again in this corner, or in this section here, just to see. So yeah, if we go lightly, it's fine. It keeps it all intact, but I'm going to do another test here. I'm going to add in some more ink and just spread that out. I just want to do it again just to see. So I'll let that blue ink dry and give it another scrub, and unfortunately my video stopped for some reason at that point, and so you missed the scrubbing section, but it did seem to start peeling it off. But I have put another layering of the layering solution down and let that dry, and now I'm putting down some ink. So I want to see, so this is black ink, and I want to see if I can get some of that blue and pink to really shine through, just because of the contrast will be there. So I thought black would be a good color to try. So we'll get that ink down. So far in the right hand corner there, I have the pink down. Then I did a layering solution layer, and then I did the blue, let that dry, and I tried removing some of it, and then I put another coat of layering solution down, and now I'm spreading out this black ink, and then I'll let that dry once I've got it all spread out, and I will try removing it and see what happens then. So quick blast with the hairdryer because I'm really impatient, just to speed that up just a little bit. Now I'm going to try spritzing it again with my alcohol, see if I get some of that blue and pink coming through, and I do. How cool is that? Really love that. I used to do a similar technique in acrylics, so it's really nice that you can do this kind of similar thing with the inks as well. Very, very cool. Love it. Love all those colors that are peeking through. Okay, let's test 4. Let's see if we can remove that ink. And I want to see how intact that layering solution stays. So I've just got some ink here, or alcohol here. It's my dirty pot for things like this. And this black ink is pretty thick, so it's probably going to take a little bit of work to get some of it off anyway, but it is working. It is coming off. I'm trying to be gentle so that I don't remove that layering solution. But yeah, it works. It's really, really cool. I love it. Let's try removing some with a paper towel. So obviously I'm going to be a little bit more heavy-handed with a paper towel than I was with the cotton bud. And I want to see, I really want to test if it's actually coming off or if it's my imagination. So the ink does come off really, really easily, and if you don't scrub too much, the layering solution does seem to stay intact. It's definitely not removing any of that blue that was underneath. It's only removing the black, but it is starting to peel away. Yeah, so you can see those holes there. That is where the layering solution has broken, basically. So you can kind of pick at the edge. Here, I'll try to pick some off for you so you can see. So it can actually be peeled off. Yeah, it's kind of reminding me a bit of masking fluid, and that says it's not quite as easy to get off, but obviously I scrubbed way too hard, and it can come off, which is just kind of fun. It reminds me of when I was in school and I would paint my hands with PVA glue just so I could peel it off. But it's definitely good to be aware of when you're using this product, that you need to plan that with your painting, and kind of what you need to do and what your plan is for your painting. So there you go, there's our test and our cool little sample piece there. The layering solution really does work, and I think it's an amazing product by Kielty Ink, and I look forward to trying some of their other stuff. I will be doing reviews on those inks, and they also have I forget the name of it now, but it's a solution that is designed to prep your canvas before you use the ink, so that it can be used on canvas board and canvases. So I'm led to believe. So once I have that, I will do another video for you guys and let you know. But here is our samples for today. You can see the big difference between the Yupo paper and the canvas board. Canvas board just isn't nearly as pretty. But hopefully you've enjoyed the video today, and it gives you lots of ideas for your own artwork in the future. If you have any questions, let me know. Put those in the comments below. Please do click subscribe and click that bell button so you don't miss out on my new videos every week on Fridays. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.